And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And we have to bring in our special guest for today. Boom, boom, boom.
Hey,
and it's Greg.
It is Greg.
Greg and James have been friends forever. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Greg.
I've known for a whole week, James. I tried to pry the list out of his hands today.
But it didn't work, did it?
I would not relent.
No, you would not.
Well, let's see. So now we can get started. This is the one that that Greg chose. Top 10 comedies starring Saturday Night Live cast members. And as always, we will start with our guest, Greg.
Well, number 10, I actually put as Hot Rod. Andy Samberg, Bill Hader. Like, the cast is phenomenal. I know it got bad reviews, but I've watched that movie 1,000 times. And I laugh the same.
Babe.
That almost made my list. It did.
It didn't work for me.
Would have been like 100 movies if I didn't tear it down to like 5.
Oh yeah, this topic was tough. Like the top of my list wasn't that difficult, but fleshing out the 10, I have a very long list of honorable mentions that I probably won't even mention most of them. But there's even more not written down that would be in the honorable mentions. So this was a tough topic.
It was, yeah.
What year did that come out? Oh, 2007.
Yeah.
Was it only 2007? Jeez, I thought that was longer.
It feels like forever ago.
Yeah, Sandberg really came into his own. So.
Okay, and then in that case, Jason, number 9 for you. Wait a minute.
You mean number 10?
Let's do 10.
Yeah, 10. All right. Again, the lower part of my list, I could easily shuffle things out a bit, but I decided to go with Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy from 2004.
So good.
Nice.
It's hard to choose. Like, Will Ferrell is better than 50-50 for me, but there's certain films of his that just I do love. And it really was a toss-up between Anchorman and Talladega Nights. But I gave Anchorman the squeeze just mainly because Anchorman I found funny right from the get-go. Talladega Nights, I had to watch it a couple times for it to really grow on me.
I killed a guy with a trident. Yes, you did, Brick.
Some of the funniest parts of that is at the end credits.
Commercials.
Shit.
Absolutely. And it's always so cool because later on when they had the sequel come out, he actually
we don't talk about the sequel.
What?
He joined.
Who doesn't like the sequel?
With Chrysler, and he did a crap ton of commercials for Chrysler as Ron Burgundy.
One exception though, Jason. What about? Have you seen Wake Up Ron Burgundy?
No, I never did watch that.
I started watching it. It was basically they shot way too much for one movie, so they assembled it for sort of a follow-up to Anchorman 1, and it was on the special edition, but it wasn't Anchorman 2.
Yeah, I've heard of it, and I've never heard anything about it, but no, I've never watched it.
That is an iconic character.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, James, what do you got for number 10?
My number 10, not as well known as SNL cast member. It's from Horatio Sands. This is Tomcats.
Oh.
This was it's more of an ensemble cast. You got Jerry O'Connell, Jake Busey, Horatio Sands.
Okay, yes, I do remember that.
Jamie
movie,
Presley.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of this movie. It's just you've got a group of single friends who are putting money into a pot, and the last single person gets the pot. Well, a few of them get married right away, and 2 of them stay single for the next 10 years, and the pot accumulates an incredible amount of interest, and it ends up being in the millions of dollars.
Oh,
so,
I don't really remember it too much. I remember
I've watched that movie with you. Look.
And Horatio Sands is one that he marries Jamie Presley, who's incredibly hot, but he's incredibly insecure and keeps thinking that she's cheating on him and keeps trying to catch her in it.
I remember that now. Yes.
Oh, who's the cast member in that one?
Horatio Sands.
Horatio
Oh, it
Sands.
was. Gotcha. There was about 7 or 8 years I didn't watch Saturday Night Live.
Oh, same here. But Greg was big fan of the like Kenan Thompson, Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig era.
Yeah, Kenan Thompson's still there.
And I still watch.
He's still
sometimes painful, but it goes through growing pains every time we change cast.
Yep. But I've enjoyed the current cast. So
yeah, I think it's getting better again. They've flushed out a little bit of the other people that were taking over the show, and they're really starting to build their own characters.
Mm-hmm. You got to think that long on the air, it's going to have ups and downs. It's just unavoidable.
Oh, check out the history of it from the get-go. It's quite the roller coaster ride.
What did you say, Jason? The ill-fated 85-86 season?
The 85-86 season is notorious because of how different it was, and then they end up killing off that cast in a studio fire. The only person to survive it, I believe, was John Lovitz.
Oh my goodness!
Good old John Lovitz.
Acting.
My number 10 is an oldie, and it's one of the old cast members, Billy Crystal, from 1989 when Harry Met Sally.
Was he officially a cast member?
Yes, he was for one season.
Mm-hmm. One season. Oh, okay.
One season, but it created an iconic character with that Fernando's Hideaway.
Ooh,
the lounge singer.
No,
it?
Not a loud singer. He just did he was like a Latin lover talk show host.
You
okay.
look marvelous.
Yes.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
And if you can't feel marvelous, at least look marvelous.
Yeah, he was only there for one season.
Oh, yeah.
He's hosted many times, but only cast one season.
But he counts.
Yep. Oh, believe me, I got one or two on my list that have even shorter stints.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, there's a lot. Ben Stiller had very low.
He did 4 episodes, I believe.
Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. was in the ill-fated 85-86 season.
Yeah.
And you get Jay Moore, who insists he insists that he was not a cast member. He was a featured player.
That's still that's.
I would still count that. Yes. Yeah, I would count that too. Yeah.
They've taken away the featured player mostly now.
Oh yeah? No, they don't call them featured player. They just say featuring. So I guess they do still have them, but a lot of them do get a lot of screen time. So
yeah,
they're
interesting.
Yeah,
Billy Crystal, good pick.
Number 9, Greg, what you got?
I got Dirty Work with.
Oh, that barely missed my list.
It's so good.
It is.
What's his name? Oh crap.
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that was directed by Bob Saget.
Yeah. Because that was right around the time people started to find out how filthy Bob Saget actually was.
Yep. And if you want proof, check out his first comedy special. It will blow your mind how filthy it is.
Oh, check out his segment in The Aristocrats.
Oh yeah, he mentions that in the show. During this stand-up, at one point, he's like looking out. Look, there's people in the audience going, "What happened to Mr. Tanner?"
Those young girls happened to him. They drove him crazy, right over the edge.
He said Full House gave him twins.
Yeah,
probably. Mm-hmm. Jason, number 9.
Number 9 from 1984. This is Spinal Tap.
Michael McKean?
Michael McKean and Christopher Guest were both cast members back in the early 80s for like 1 or 2 seasons.
Christopher Guest was? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. They were cast members.
Cool.
Yep. And again, that was a tough pick because I love all of Christopher Guest's mockumentaries. So choosing between Spinal Tap, this Best in Show and Mighty Wind particularly was a tough pull, but I went with the one that started it all. Had to go with
my number
Spinal
2.
Tap. That's your number 2. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Got to turn it up to 11.
Yep. Oh, I should have made it number 11 on the list. James, what do you got?
My number 9 features Eddie Murphy, and it is Boomerang.
Oh, yes.
Still, to this day, still my favorite Eddie Murphy movie. I watched this countless times on VHS and DVD. It's just Eddie Murphy. Chris Rock is also in it. David Allen Greer, Robin Givens.
I don't know if I ever watched it.
And Halle Berry. And
Yeah, I watched Distinguished a lot. And
Distinguished Gentleman.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
I love Distinguished Gentlemen.
Boomerang is just I watched it in the 90s. It was awesome. What?
I'll have to go back and watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, mine actually grabbed a couple cast members as well. Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd to start. 1984's Ghostbusters.
Okay, that is my number 2.
That's your number 2.
And it could have easily taken the number 1 spot, but my number 1 spot, I think you guys probably already know what it is. So
I left it off just because I have a different Bill Murray movie on my list.
Oh, I double up on a few. Like
I considered doubling up. I tried to spread the love out.
I could have made a whole top 10 of Bill Murray. Like,
yeah.
Or
I've
Will
got
Ferrell
Aykroyd 3 times. I've got Bill Murray 3 times.
This could be interesting. Well, Greg, lead us off on number 8.
Number 8 is Will Ferrell's Old School.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was a good one. You're my boy, Blue.
It is.
We're going streaking.
Commentary all the time.
I forgot.
Yeah, that one kind of really snuck up on people, as I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell was still coming kind of fresh off SNL, and he wasn't the mainstay that he is now. So
and Vince Vaughn was really developing too.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
And Luke Wilson.
Yeah.
It came out around the same time as Wedding Crashers.
Yes.
So had very similar vibes there.
Was it in between Anchorman and Wedding Crashers?
Oh, Anchorman definitely came later.
I thought Anchorman was before Old School.
No.
Okay, I may have seen Old School before I started working at the theater. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, here's your order. It is Old School, Anchorman, and then
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers. There we go. 03,
Nice.
04, and 05.
Wedding Crashers was 05, really?
Yeah.
Well, Will Ferrell had more of a cameo in that one, so okay.
Mom, meatloaf.
Mom, meatloaf.
I think we have to do a top 10 Will Ferrell. Just
Yeah.
yeah. Jason, number 8.
Number 8. Because he has been mentioned, featuring Ben Stiller and Robert Downey Jr. 2008's Tropic Thunder.
Nice. I love that movie.
The movie that Robert Downey Jr. slightly regrets doing now.
Yeah.
Because of what he did in that movie. But he got an Oscar nomination for it, so hey.
Right.
The movie that can never be made today. Right now.
No.
And who did he lose out to, by the way? Who did he lose the Oscar to?
Oh, I have no idea.
Heath Ledger.
Oh,
okay.
That was Heath Ledger's Joker here.
yeah.
I don't think anybody was winning against him.
No.
There was no competition.
No.
All right, James, what do you got for number 8?
My number 8 features Mike Myers. Also, my favorite Mike Myers movie to this day, So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Nice. That almost made my list.
That was fun. I wasn't really expecting a dark comedy like that, so it didn't really stick with me.
I love it because it's also the start of his Shrek voice when he plays the dual role of himself and his father. We have a piper down.
Oh, you want to taste my chicken?
Because she has an addictive chemical that makes you crave it fortnightly, smart ass. Oh God, that movie's so much fun. Ooh yeah, you're gonna buy my chicken. Yeah, that movie's genius.
Something tells me I need to revisit it.
Yeah,
It's been a long time.
Kid, pants, no.
That's why I watched it, but I still watched it. All right, my number 8 has got a very old school cast member, Steve Martin, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh,
Wow.
see, and I wasn't sure if Steve Martin was a cast member. He's been.
I don't think he was a cast member.
He wasn't?
I don't think so.
I looked it up. That's what I found. He wasn't a cast member, but
he's hosted a bajillion times.
Oh yeah, he was one of the first to do to reach the 5 Timers Club.
Yeah, I think he's been an honorary cast member, much like Justin Timberlake recently.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Then scratch that.
But
he's only been in 5 episodes. Wow.
Really?
If Dan
only did 5?
Wow.
Was
What's
he
that?
in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles at any point? For some reason, they always make cameos in each other's movies.
Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah. Did he
Dan
ever
Aykroyd? No. But Kevin Bacon did, because it was sort of a crossover from his character in She's Having a Baby, I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Right now, I have to watch Planes, Trains. Usually near Christmas time, I watch Planes, Trains, Automobiles.
Yeah, that's...
I can keep it. Michael McKean's in it.
There you go. You win. You found the loophole.
I found a loophole.
But it's an amazing movie.
It is. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, one of John Candy's best, for sure. And yeah, phenomenal.
There we go. All right, I'm happy now. Craig, number 7.
Number 7 would be Caddyshack with Bill Murray and Chevy Chase.
That is my number 5.
I finally watched that for the first time last year.
I was looking for, like, Chevy Chase is an all-time favorite with me. I loved all his work.
That movie is technically a National Lampoon film.
Yeah, I was watching. They have a Netflix on the starting of National Lampoon.
Yeah, that futile and stupid gesture.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd like to see that.
It's a great movie, but it really tells the story about how they made Animal House, and then they followed it up with Caddyshack. But they were so unhappy with the process with Caddyshack that they kept the National Lampoon name off of it.
That's weird because there's a Canadian road trip comedy called Going the Distance, not the Drew Barrymore one, that I'm a big fan of. It was the first movie produced by Much Music, and if you look at the DVD case in the States, it's credited as National Lampoon's Going the Distance. So it was more like a distribution deal for them, because National Lampoon's really doesn't exist anymore.
I've never heard of that one.
No, I guess they don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of got usurped by the American Pie franchise.
Yeah,
you're right there. American.
Whoa.
They just put out another American Pie Presents movie. It's pretty good. The first.
Okay, we can't hear you, Rob. I'm hearing static.
Yeah.
You guys hear that too?
I
Yeah,
do.
I do.
It's a humming.
No, we can't hear you. We lost Rob's audio. It's pretty bad when the tech genius is the one having the problems.
James, so were you a little surprised?
I was quite surprised. You son of a bitch. The hell. I was tempted to give you a fake list.
And then I would have just said, well,
Are you back, Rob?
I was
Maybe.
thinking this, but I'm really going
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really loud.
A little bit
Yep.
loud. Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
What happened?
I think my mixing board is getting ready to die.
Okay.
That's what it is. Jason, what do you got for number 7?
Number 7. Again, this one was
No, Ryan, it
super-
was not a vibrator. Or maybe. Maybe.
I don't want to know what you're doing below the camera there. So this one was really, really tough because there's so many good films by this cast member, but I decided to go with 1998's The Wedding Singer, starring Adam Sandler.
Nice. I was thinking of
It, again, I could have easily put Waterboy or I'd even put Happy Gilmore on this list, but The Wedding Singer just hits all the right notes. It's like the perfect romantic comedy with having some great nostalgic humor for the 80s. Like they really crushed it. Nice.
Yeah. My number 3.
number
That one
3.
is a blast. I love watching that one.
We rewatch it here all the time. It's my wife absolutely loves Adam Sandler and Drew Barrymore together, so we kind of cycle through their films.
50 First Dates was good.
50 First Dates, The Wedding Singer. We haven't gone back to Blended, but Blended was fun.
Never saw that one.
Yeah, Blended was a fun movie.
Blended is pretty fun. Terry Crews almost steals the movie, though.
I still say he steals Longest Yard as Cheeseburger Eddie.
Ooh, that's a tough one. I give Kevin Nash the nod for stealing the show on that one.
He steals
Nipples. Yep.
Why are we talking about your nipples? I don't know.
James, what you got for number 7?
Well, Jason already referenced it. My number 7 is Adam Sandler's Happy Gilmore.
There we go.
Nice.
You're not going to lose with like any of these picks, honestly. Like these are all solid picks across the board.
It's always going to be my
just
favorite
spin a
Adam
wheel.
Sandler movie.
Happy Gilmore. The price is wrong, bitch.
I caught the very end of it the other day.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. You eat pieces of shit for breakfast? No. Shooter.
Oh man, I gotta watch that tonight. Okay, my number 7, a classic Eddie Murphy from 1988, Coming to America.
Again, the sequel's coming soon on Amazon, I believe, on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, they sold it to streaming.
Yeah, well, who knows when full theaters are going to have full capacity to make it worthwhile. That's the struggle right now.
So, Rob, that was actually number 1.
That's your number 1?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Love that
He talks about it all the time.
but the characters, there's like him and Arsenio Hall, like they're playing all those characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, Coming to America is the first movie that Eddie Murphy does the multiple character thing.
Yeah.
That movie is such a blast.
But my top 5 was so hard to pick. Like I could have flipped any of them.
Literally, I grabbed a list. I had about 40 names. And what I did is I went through and I was reading them. It's like, that one's good. And I when I got at 10, I stopped. And so I don't even remember what's left over.
No, my top 5 were fairly easy for me. It was below that gets difficult. So,
Well, Glenn, number 6.
his name's Greg.
Why did I say Glenn?
I don't know.
Look, but I went with another Will Ferrell movie. It's Step Brothers.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
I know so many people talk about that movie, and I watched it once, and I didn't it didn't really work for me. But I've got a feeling it's going to be another Talladega Nights situation. One of these days, I'm going to revisit it.
It's the motherfucking Catalina wine mixer, though.
Yeah, I know, and the whole bunk bed thing and all that. Like, I don't.
How did you let us do that?
It's like a
irresponsible.
I need to revisit it just to see if it has the Talladega Night effect and grows on me.
Way better than Talladega Nights.
Oh, that's them's fighting words, man. Talladega Nights is hilarious. Like, shake and bake.
Well, I don't always agree with James, but it is way better.
Step Brothers is to Talladega Nights as the Meg is to Jaws. Okay, done with that now.
And you know, Rob, I looked for like 2 episodes, some SNL connection there.
You know, I was actually trying to look for any SNL cast members that appeared in any of the 4 Jaws movies, and I couldn't find any. So I had to throw that in somewhere.
So glad we can get that in there.
Can I give you my number 6 now, please?
You know, but if you feel like they're picking on you, let me know. You come over, we'll watch it tonight. We'll make you all better.
So my number 6 from 1983, featuring Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy, Trading Places. Talk about Coming to America.
Oh.
There's the Coming to America reference.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, Coming to America has the Trading Places.
Yeah,
reference. So
that's right. Because the
2 homeless men.
This is like Randolph. We're back in business.
Yep. Randolph and Mortimer. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It again. It was so hard. Like I know I had to have Eddie Murphy in here somewhere. Trading Places just barely edged out Beverly Hills Cop for me. It was really close, but Beverly Hills Cop definitely my honorable mentions. But Trading Places is just so freaking good. It's one that I try to watch at Christmas every year.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's set at Christmas.
But it doesn't count.
Yeah, it is. Drunk Dan Aykroyd dressed as Santa Claus,
gnawing on a giant salmon steak.
Oh yeah,
through the beard.
Oh, so gross.
Next thing you'll say is Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
I still do not believe that.
I do, though. That's just it. I think it is a Christmas movie. Just like Trading Places. It happens at Christmas.
Yep.
Kind of like Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, technically the first one would be.
Nobody ever talks about Die Hard 2.
That's not at Christmas though, is it?
That's the very same year because it happens it's snowing and his wife is saying, "Why does this keep happening to us?"
I think it's just in general.
Yeah, I think that's what I thought.
James, what's your number 6? Night at the Roxbury.
I could have slipped it in, but
yeah.
Richard Grieco, you see right through me. Sir,
Grieco!
Sir, he just called, and there's no way he could have grabbed your ass.
Molly Shannon's in that movie too.
Yep.
Emilio!
That's the thing too. When you get the right movie with someone, there's usually 3 or 4 of them in there.
Oh my god. And the thing was, I didn't find those characters all that funny on the show, except when they had Jim Carrey on there. And then a guy I worked with in St. Thomas got me to watch the movie, and the movie was just amazing.
It's weird. That is one of the SNL based movies that actually had a lot of success, even though those characters weren't hugely popular.
No.
Like they were popular enough that they kept bringing them. They kept doing them again. They did it a few times, but it didn't blow up like Wayne's World, for instance. Wayne's World just blew up.
Yeah, and then blew up even huger with the movies. But like the brothers on there, that was just like, oh, it's a pretty good act, and the movie just exploded. Well, yeah. I don't know how well it did, but it
did pretty huge, as I recall.
See, but MacGruber did good on the show, which
Oh.
that's the funny parts.
They're talking about doing a MacGruber too. That could be happening.
MacGruber is something else.
So, Rob, what's your number 6?
My number 6 is from 2001, mentioned a couple times, with Mike Myers, Shrek.
I honestly, for some reason, just it blanked on that.
Yeah.
It should have been on my list.
Are you
It
kidding?
should have. I don't know why it didn't. Why it hit me today that why didn't I include Shrek? My wife, those are like some of my wife's favorites. Like she will
Probably
just
because
put
it
them
was
on.
probably because it was animated, and you think SNL, you think live action.
Maybe that could be the case.
Except for unless they did like the incredibly gay duo movie. Ambiguously gay duo movie.
The ambiguously gay duo.
Okay. That puts us.
Remember the old Robert Smigel cartoons.
Sigh. Number 5. Greg, what you got?
I got National Lampoon's Vacation. Now I could have put because Chevy Chase connection, but I thought the Vacation movie was the better one. Christmas Vacation was a thought, but I wasn't going to put them both on.
Only one I've never seen is Vegas Vacation.
Yeah, I've never watched that one. Christmas Vacation, to me, and I know we'll probably do Christmas movies down the road, but I've always felt like Christmas Vacation's overrated. But that's just me. I do love the first one. I loved European Vacation. Like I watched that one the most.
I remember
the first one does have its moments.
I remember liking European Vacation a lot, but I can't remember the last time I watched it.
Yeah.
I like Christmas Vacation.
A lot of people do. It doesn't hit for me.
I certainly love the theme song.
Oh, Hollywood Road?
No, that's Vacation. Christmas Vacation has its own theme song. Christmas.
Oh,
I think it's called Christmas Vacation.
Oh, okay.
Well,
It even has an animated sequence too. Yeah.
Jason, what you got for number 5?
Yeah, we already mentioned my number 5 was Caddyshack.
Oh, did we?
It's a Cinderella story. He's coming from nowhere. Oh, it's in a hole. It's in a hole.
I didn't copy that over.
And he caddies for the Dalai Lama. And, so on his deathbed, he will receive full consciousness. So he's got that going for him.
James, number 5.
My number 5 is my favorite Will Ferrell comedy, and absolutely no one's going to agree, but what else is new? Holmes and Watson.
They actually released that.
Of course they released it. The movie. Oh, this movie is hilarious. Oh my goodness!
Swept the Razzies. Even Netflix regrets buying that film.
See, and you know what? People give such a hard time on Campaign. They forget that movie because I bought that movie on your recommendation, James. I'm sorry, it's one movie that I can't.
Campaign is a good movie. Holmes and Watson, especially the baby punching scene. Holmes and Watson is hilarious if you give it a shot. Oh my goodness. Especially with Moriarty. You got Ray Fiennes in there. Steve Coogan, who I don't care if he regrets being in it. I think it's hilarious.
I thought they burnt all the copies of that.
Nope, not mine.
Yeah, I got a digital one. I wish it could burn.
Didn't they bury them in the desert next to the ET cartridges from Atari?
Nope.
My number 5 ventures back to that fateful year with Robert Downey Jr., 2008's Iron Man.
Nice.
You're considering that a comedy?
There's so much freaking humor in that.
Yeah, I guess.
He
can
plays
call it an action comedy, I guess.
If it wasn't Downey Jr. playing the straight comedian, I would agree with you. But just the things he does have you laughing.
Yeah.
I'll give you
argue
that.
against it. Yeah.
I know it was a stretch, but I had to.
Now, if this had not been comedies, you know damn well, like for me, Endgame would have been.
I almost put Kiss Kiss Bang Bang on my list.
I only watched that once. I know I liked it. I just don't remember much of it.
That's a sign of a great movie.
It was just at a time when, as I recall, I was recently laid off from Autoliv, so I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I was binge watching. Like I went to the video movie shop, and you could rent 7 movies for 7 days for $7.
Yeah.
So I would go and rent 7 movies and watch them in a day, and then go rent 7 more. And like I chewed through so many movies so quick, so they don't fully stick. They didn't really stick with me.
You got to give it credit
before it was cool.
Yes.
Got to give it credit for the fact that it revitalized Robert Downey Jr.'s career.
Yes, that is one of the first movies that really turned his career around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Greg, what you got for number 4?
Number 4 would be Chris Farley's Tommy Boy and David Spade. That guy in a little coat. That guy in a little coat.
That guy in a little coat. I reference that movie all the time. That my daughter, when she was like 1 year old, she only wanted to watch Barney and Tommy Boy. That's it. It was either Barney or Tommy Boy. There was something about watching Chris Farley's antics. Like she was just glued to the TV when Tommy Boy was on. So when they came out with the DVD, the Holy Shnikes edition, I made sure to buy her that for Christmas.
That's awesome.
It's Herbie Hancock.
I watched that movie so much back then that I have not revisited it in a very long time because I think I overloaded on it.
Yeah.
But
Did
it's
that
classic.
make anyone's list? Or
It's on my honorable mentions. It's near the top of my honorable mentions, really. But it was so hard to slip it in. So.
James, did you make that, or we watched that in high school so many times?
Tommy Boy? Oh yeah. I want to say I had the Holy Shnikes edition at one point or another, but I think I always watched someone else's copy of the movie. I never actually owned it for myself.
Now's the time, James.
I was not a fan of Black Sheep. I didn't. As a follow-up to Tommy Boy, I found Black Sheep was like not funny at all. I don't know what happened with that one.
I know what you're saying. It definitely didn't quite work. It missed a couple notes. I think it's because Chris Farley was playing a little bit more of the straight character.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not his role.
He pulled back his silliness somewhat in that film, and I think that's what hurt it.
And he let it all loose in Dirty Work. The Saigon whore who bit my nose off.
I gotta watch Dirty Work. I haven't seen that.
Yeah. It's a must.
I haven't watched it since it first came out. I don't hardly remember any of it. So
even the Adam Sandler cameo as like the devil.
Nope. Doesn't ring a bell.
A friend of mine, Harvey, he usually works with me as Blood in the Snow, right? I think he messaged me, but it should have been on here because he said The Mask. But I don't think Jim Carrey was ever an official cast.
No, he was in Living Color.
But was there anybody in that movie that was on Saturday Night Live?
Richard Jenny, Cameron Diaz. No, top of my head, no.
I don't think so.
No.
It's too bad because that would have been a good one on the list.
Now, some would argue that Jim Carrey's a cast member now, but that's just a guest spot because he's playing Biden in their current run. He's Biden currently, so.
Yeah, he just occasionally appears.
Just like Alec Baldwin is technically not a cast member, even though he's been doing Trump on SNL for like 5 years now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
And Alec Baldwin has won an Emmy for it. So, but I think he got like a guest star in a comedy series or something like that is what he won. Something like that.
Jason, what do you got for number 4?
My number 4, 1993, Groundhog Day.
Nice.
That's my number 4 as well.
Nice. It's about time you showed some taste.
Nice.
That's
It's hard to argue against its placement, but you'll see with my top 3 that these are movies that I grew up with. My top 3 are all movies that I grew up with.
Yeah.
So that plays a huge factor in playability because I still revisit these movies.
Yes.
And Groundhog Day is one. Groundhog Day is probably, when I talk about a list of movies that if it's on, I'm watching it, Groundhog Day is near the top of that list. And that's a long list, but Groundhog Day is at the top of it.
What number was it for you, James?
4.
4. Oh, you're the same one. Nice.
Yeah. And it makes Happy Death Day even better.
Oh yes, and Edge of Tomorrow.
And it
like it created the formula to do a time loop movie.
And it created the best Jeep Super Bowl commercial ever.
Oh, yes.
That was pretty great. And the fact that they reference it in Happy Death Day is even better.
Yep. Yeah, a little meta there.
Yeah, that was my number 1. I love Groundhog Day. I even watched a video that stated how long he technically was in that loop. And it was
I've seen articles about that.
Thousands of days.
Yeah.
He taught himself to play the piano. How long do you have to be in this loop to teach yourself the piano? My number 4 stars Bill Hader. 2007's Superbad.
Ooh.
Oh. Jeez, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
What's that, Greg?
Didn't even think of it.
Yeah.
I almost put Trainwreck on my list solely because of Bill Hader. And a little bit because of LeBron James, but Bill Hader was the cast member.
Oh man, Superbad. I watched that a lot.
Yeah.
That is a great movie, and that's the movie that really launched Judd Apatow, right? Like,
yeah, that one and
Knocked Up.
40-Year-Old Virgin came first.
Yeah, that's right.
Superbad. It was Superbad first, then 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Was it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, no, 40-Year-Old Virgin, Superbad, and then Knocked Up. But 40-Year-Old Superbad was not Judd Apatow directed; it was just produced by.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, Greg Mottola directed Superbad.
Oh, okay. I know they consider Superbad a Judd Apatow film, so.
Well, it's in that. It's in that family. Like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, that was Nicholas Goosens or Nicholas Stoller, but it's considered an Apatow film.
Okay.
It's just.
Well, Apatow films have that particular humor vibe, right? Like that dirty. It's dirty, but not so dirty. You know, like they really play that line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 40-Year-Old Virgin was 05, and then Superbad and Knocked Up were 07.
Oh, okay.
I thought
Superbad came first.
It was a big time for Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I just know that 40-Year-Old Virgin particularly, my wife and I went and saw that in the theater, and my wife laughed so hard at 40-Year-Old Virgin, like I thought she was going to pee her pants. I had never seen her laugh that hard before at that point, and it scared me a little bit.
It's almost tied with the most times I've seen a movie in the theater. I saw that movie probably almost the equivalent of 4 times in the theater.
What's the most you've seen a movie in the theater?
It's 5, and it's Matrix Reloaded.
Jason?
Oh, Avengers, I think. First Avengers movie.
How many?
I want to say 3.
Greg?
And actually, it's probably Yes Man, who I dragged James to. I've seen that 3 times.
Oh my God.
I can watch that movie 100 times.
That one's The second most face hurting movie I've ever seen.
See, sadly, my most seeing something in the theater is 9.
Really?
It was Oliver Stone's JFK.
Oh,
Really?
I
I would
watched
have
it.
loved to have seen that in the theater.
9 times. Now I feel like an obsessive.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm expecting you to have like a secret closet with like the bulletin board with all the thread points, and the pins, and all the articles, and
We can't
You know,
talk
all
about
that.
this here. Number 3. Greg, what you got for number 3?
Number 3 is Billy Madison with Adam Sandler.
so goofy.
That was the heyday for him.
Yeah, and
That's one of his I've never been a fan of.
top 5 were movies that I still watch over and over again, and they influenced my comedy.
1995. Yeah, that was the era for Sandler, right in there.
That was his breakout movie right there.
Yeah,
Billy Madison was the movie that really launched his film career. And
that-
some people love it, some people hate it. You know, I want to say I love it. Like, I watched it a lot. My kids really loved it and all, so you know, it stuck with me. Is it his best? In my opinion, no. But it is funny. It's super silly and fun.
But it kicked off about 5 years where Sandler was a god, you know.
Well, yeah, that started it. Absolutely.
Jason, what's your number 3?
My number 3, again, we're really hitting my childhood here. 1978, National Lampoon's Animal House.
nice.
John Belushi. Oh, what, you know.
Oh, why didn't I think of Blues Brothers? Damn it.
One of those. John Belushi is one of those stars that, for me, it's like what could have been. You know, had we not lost him at such a young age, what would we have seen from him? Because he was starting to get into dramatic pieces not long before he passed.
Yep.
Because he did one. I can't think of what it was called.
He did one called Neighbors, which was not funny at all.
Yeah,
It was okay.
no,
it was
there
okay.
It was supposed to be a comedy, though.
Really?
It was,
Oh.
yeah.
I
No.
think it was called
1941 was funny.
Continental Divide, I think, is the movie I'm thinking of that John Belushi did that was more dramatic. I think that's the title. I don't really remember. But Animal House, like it launched National Lampoon into the stratosphere that was their heyday. And it's, you know, we got the iconic food fight scene
They
and
took
the
the
parade.
bar.
You got Kevin Bacon in one of his earliest roles.
Yeah.
You know, it just, God,
Yeah.
I love Animal House.
That is a good film.
Donald Sutherland.
Mm.
Tim
My
Matheson,
favorite
just
is-
the cool leader. Like,
Mine's, guess what I am? That's it.
that's it.
That's
Yep.
still my favorite. James, what's your number 3?
My number 3, and how fortuitous that this guy is here. My number 3 is Tina Fey's This Is Where I Leave You. Because it was Greg that recommended that movie to me.
Comedy? But
I've never even heard of that.
love
That movie's very funny. Especially like Jason Bateman, Tina Fey, Adam Driver, Jane Fonda as the mom with like the huge breasts always hanging out of her robe and stuff. That movie's hilarious.
No, that one of the best casts. Like,
Oh my God, yes.
I've never heard of that. When did it come out?
2014.
Just a few years ago, yeah. It wasn't a very widely, I don't think it was very widely known. It had a great cast, but I don't think it got much recognition, but it is so good.
Yeah.
This is
Gene?
Where I Leave You.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Timothy
definitely.
Olyphant's in it.
Ooh.
All of Fantastic, yes.
Oh. Speaking of All of Fantastic.
Mandalorian.
Yes. God damn, was he great.
It was Deadwood in space. I loved it.
Oh,
It was,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have influenced you, James.
See?
Yeah, but I'd highly recommend This Is Where I Leave You. If
I'll
nothing
have to
else,
look for that.
just Adam Driver is a force of nature in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
And Dax Shepard. I forgot Dax Shepard is also in there too. There's so many people in that movie.
Who's
My goodness.
the rabbi?
What's that? The rabbi.
Ew.
Yeah, no. This is his name is because he's in several movies.
Yeah.
Ben Schwartz. Ben Schwartz,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He's
great
voice
in that
of
one.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
Yeah. Highly recommend it.
My number 3 we've already touched on, The Wedding Singer.
Nice.
The best line in there. Get that Van Halen shirt off now, or they're going to break up. So
Billy Idol gets it. Why doesn't she?
Let's go to number 2. What do you got, Jason?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Greg, number 2.
I had Ghostbusters, which has already been mentioned.
That's my number 2.
Yeah. Number 2.
In that case, we jump to James.
Oh, okay. My number 2, no one's likely mentioned it. This is Pete. It stars
good movies.
Yeah. This one stars Pete Davidson, who's one of the more current SNL cast members. This is the King of Staten Island, the most recent.
Watch that movie.
Oh, yeah. This movie is incredible, and it was written by Pete Davidson. It's the most recent Judd Apatow directed movie, and
it's semi-autobiographical.
It is, and you've got Bill Burr in there in a hilarious supporting role. Marissa Tomei's in there. This movie is incredible and very, very, very heartfelt.
It's been on my radar since it came out, but I just haven't got around to watching.
Yeah, it was one that was supposed to come out and then went to streaming once COVID hit.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer. I do want to watch it, but I have not yet done it.
And Steve Buscemi as a fire chief in there who actually was a fireman in real life.
Yep. He'd been long retired from being a fireman, but he went back to his old stomping grounds during 9/11. So
yeah,
they should have had him in Backdraft
or Backdraft 2.
Right? Is there 2?
There is a 2, and it actually has Billy Baldwin in it, so there's continuity.
Oh dear,
I haven't seen it. But
my number 2 we've already talked about. This is Spinal Tap.
Nice.
That means we're at number 1, and both Greg and mine, we've already talked about ours. Greg's was Coming to America. Mine's Groundhog Day. So Jason and James, it's up to you. Jason, what do you got?
Again, I'm a little surprised, although James did say this title. My number 1 film on this list, and what I have determined my number 1 favorite film of all time, period, across the board, and that's big words if you know me at all. 1980s, The Blues Brothers.
Nice.
That's just a movie that I can rewatch over and over, still to this day. And the fact that my son Xander loves it almost as much. I want to say just as much, almost as much. That means a lot to me. It's just so good. We're not going to talk about Blues Brothers 2000.
There is no sequel. There is no sequel.
But
this isn't the sequel you're looking for.
And it is based on an SNL sketch. So, but just there's nothing I can say bad about this movie. Period. Like, I love it.
It is good. I got to give you that. Yeah. All right, James, you're number 1.
I'll just slip in quickly my 2 honorable mentions. One of them was PCU with David Spade.
I have not watched that in a long time, but I do love that.
Still one of my favorite college movies. And my other one is the one with Keenan. It's an ensemble cast, but Keenan Thompson's actually in it. It's the spoof horror movie Stan Helsing. It's not high art, but it's pretty funny. My number one stars Jason Sudeikis, and it's probably my favorite romantic comedy of all time, and it's Sleeping with Other People.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I got a couple honorable mentions I want to throw out there, but Sleeping with Other People, I don't know if I've heard of that.
Jason Sudeikis, Alison Brie, what's his name? Jason Mantzoukas, Amanda Pete's in there. And what's his name? Oh, what's his name? Adam Brody's in there briefly, and damn it, Adam Scott. Yeah, no, it's a great movie, and I don't know. It's all on Jason Sudeikis and Alison Brie's shoulders. But that movie, just the friend sexual tension relationship they have throughout the whole movie is just gorgeous. And Jason Mantzoukas is hilarious as the married friend.
Jason Mantzoukas he just swoops into anything, any project he's involved in. He swoops in and you go, hey, I know that guy. He's funny, but it's always tough to remember his name.
Yeah.
See, I just think it's good that Jason Sudeikis is getting a love. At the end of last year, he was the most hated man on the planet. So it's nice that people
because he punched Baby Yoda.
Yes.
Oh, right. Oh man.
But is he really that upset? He's married to Olivia Wilde, so
I know, really.
Jason Sudeikis made a couple of my honorable mentions.
We're the Millers.
Book smart. He has an awesome role in Booksmart.
Well, that was directed by his wife, so hey.
It was.
One other honorable mention I just want to throw out there because it's worth mentioning. Pop star, Never Stop, Never Stopping.
Oh, I thought we were talking about good movies.
Excuse me?
Oh.
James,
you rag on me and then you bring up that thing?
James, obviously we're open to other forms of interpretation. We let you on the show.
That's right.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
And Fever Pitch.
Us Annie lovers got to stick together.
Oh, Fever Pitch.
Yeah.
Shut up. Greg's talking and we
check out
can't
the
hear
poster.
him.
Oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah, all his. It's one of his many baseball posters. Yeah.
Field of Dreams, The Rookie, 42. They're all. It's a whole themed movie basement.
That's awesome.
I got him as Moneyball.
There was a baseball top 10.
I got him as Moneyball. I got him as Moneyball poster.
Yeah.
Nice. So I think that's it. Yeah, because then my number one, we already talked about.
Yep.
Groundhog Day.
These lists, except for my top four, this list could shuffle. There's so many films that haven't been mentioned that should be near these lists. SNL breeds comedy stars.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's just the lists just go on and on and on.
No, as soon as I started searching it, it's like, wow, there's just too many.
Yep.
Yeah.
I almost picked another Chris Kattan one, Undead or Alive, which is a nice Western zombie comedy, but
okay, I thought you were going to say Monkey Bone. I'm like, no. Monkey Bone. No, Corky Romano is better than Monkey Bone. Oh God, Corky Romano.
Monkey Bone was so disappointing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we're in a disagreement there.
I'm pretty sure that's the movie that killed Chris Kattan's film career, and it severely hindered Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, a lot of things, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Greg, thanks a lot for joining us on this one.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thanks,
Pleasure to
Greg.
finally meet you.
I've only known James since like grade 9, and we joined a wrestling team together, and we walked to Blockbuster and talked movies. So
Yeah.
Now we get him on here. This is good. Now we just got to get you on the vicious circle.
yes, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, wrestling and movies are my two major passions. So
Nice.
Very cool.
yeah.
Alrighty. Well, then I guess that's it for now for another week at the Movie Madhouse. I am Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And our buddy. There we go. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
Toodles.
Yeah.
I said shut up! It's a madhouse!